Hi, Paul Gardner-Stephen from the Serval project here, and I'm out here with Ben, who's a Year 10 work experience student with us this week. And we've been thinking about how to get mobile phone coverage extended into black spots. So often in a disaster, some towers will be knocked out and we need to reconnect communities in those areas. We can already get those people connected locally to each other with the Serval Mesh software on their phones, but it still leaves a challenge of how do we connect them back to the outside world. And so that's what we're going to look at today. And of course, one of the big challenges with doing that is in a disaster zone, you can't get any new equipment in. You have to work with what you've got. So slightly contrived, but let's see what we've got here with us. What have you got here with you, Ben?
I have my mobile phone, some earphones, and I also have some adhesive sticky tape.
Cool. I've got my ski gloves. What else have I got? I've got a spare phone with some earphones as well, and I've got my actual mobile phone. So let's see if we can quickly MacGyver up an extension to the cellular network coverage that exists here, down into the valley a bit further, just with these items. Okay, so we've got all our stuff laid out here, and Ben will now put together our mobile phone gateway. So what we're going to do, we have a phone here on the right, which is running our mesh software and doesn't have a SIM card in it. The phone on the left does have a SIM card, and we're now going to use the headphones to connect one microphone to one speaker to get the audio flowing from the cellular network onto the mesh phone. And once he's got that in place, we'll do the same in the other direction, so connecting the audio from the mesh out to the mobile phone network. And we've got our Serval Mesh software, which we have recently enhanced to coordinate between the two phones, so that when we try and make a phone call out to the cellular network, it detects that from on the mesh, as we see in a couple of moments, and causes the GSM phone to place the call. And then this audio bridge through the two headsets will carry the audio. So now we're putting each half of that into a ski glove. This is just to provide some acoustic separation between the two halves, because otherwise you would get dreadful echo on the call. And the ski gloves, they're nice and fluffy inside, so they'll deaden the sound getting out quite a bit. Okay, that's pretty much everything put together. So we've got our phone here running the Serval Mesh, and if we go into settings, account management, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see, but it has users GSM gateway ticked, so it's just an option in our software. And then on the other phone, we're running our GSM helper. And we tell it we want to use this other phone as part of the gateway. And now, theory has it, if I pull out my other phone, so my phone, hopefully you'll be able to see there, it has no SIM card in it, but it is running the Serval Mesh. So I'll simply say call, and if I now try and call a number, actually it doesn't matter what number we'll put in, we can just have it tell us it's the wrong number. And if we now try and call, here we are, so it's saying external GSM. So my mesh phone realizes that we have a GSM gateway here, and I can hit call, and the first mesh phone is picking it up. It's now telling the other phone to dial, and we should get the audio coming through soon. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to hear it or not, saying that that number's not connected, or we don't have credit or something. So that's the complete call path, and so now that I've hung up the call, it's automatically hung up all the rest. So if we come down the valley a little bit, and so if we imagine that we're in a disaster zone and we've now, maybe we've come behind a quite large hill, or maybe we're inside a building and the cell coverage isn't there, or maybe we've had to put the other gear on top of the roof of a building where there is cell phone coverage but there isn't down at ground level. Again, we can do the same deal of, we'll just again put a nonsense number in and dial. It says external GSM, and as you can see, it's trying to complete the call. So just to recap, just using a pair of ski gloves and some sticky tape, we've managed to set up a gateway from a mesh network onto a regular cellular network, extending the range of the cellular network if this was in a realistic situation. And we can do that now over kind of Wi-Fi range with the phones. Once we have the mesh extenders that can do kilometers between phones, I could actually be not merely just down the track from where we are, we could be right down the other side, we could be right in the bottom of the valley, we could be over on the next hilltop potentially, we could be a considerable distance away and be reconnecting large numbers of people to the outside world. Thank you.